Hi everybody, my name's Ollie. Welcome to another edition of The Watch Collector. I'm super excited to be looking at this particular watch today. It's an Arnold Son Nebula. It's a brand actually that I followed for a long time and considered adding to my collection, but this is the first time I've actually been able to get one in my hands and have a look properly, so I'm excited about it. Before I get right into it, the obligatory wristwatch check, Rolex Submariner Hulk. So Arnold & Son, formed by John Arnold in the 18th century, really made his name, much like John Harrison, as an English watchmaker, pioneering watches for the Navy. And in fact, actually, because of his work in highly defined and accurate timepieces, he actually developed the term chronometer, which a lot of people will know that. But that really tells you just how important he is, and well, was and is, to where we are right now in terms of wristwatches. Indeed, not only did he pioneer the chronometer, what he also did, he also filed a number of patents that allowed for much higher accuracy timing. So moving on, where we are in 2023, this is their Nebula, 41.5mm in stainless steel. Now, Arnold & Son are known for their skeletonization, and this one is absolutely no different. For about £10,000, which of course is a lot of money, no one is saying it isn't, but for £10,000, this is, in my books, exceptional. You've got the way that they've arranged the bridges around the outside. They say it evokes thoughts of an explosion of time within the watch. I'm not so sure you can take it that far, but what it does do is it really creates a very, very pretty skeletonized movement with its chamfered edges, satin finishing, rhodium plated, and overall, when I first saw this on the website, I thought actually it's going to be quite difficult to tell the time because it's somewhat monochromatic. You've got the brushed finish to the hands, but is that really going to be able to stand out and pop enough against the background of the skeletonization movement? I needn't have worried. It's, again, and I have to emphasize this, at this price point, spectacular. It's very light, so as I said, it's 41.5mm, but it's only about 10mm in depth. So it's very light, it's extremely wearable. The lugs are quite sexy, I think, nicely stepped. You've got the combination of satin and brushed finishes, and overall, it's really, really lovely. What I think is unusual, actually, if you look at it closely, is that the base of the head of the watch is actually slimmer than the top of the watch. I'm not sure, I'm trying to think of another brand where I've seen that. I don't think I have. But what it does is it actually, I think, will create a kind of a level of usability and wearability that other watches may not necessarily be able to replicate. So let's flip it over. I mean, we can already see the star of the show from the front. We'll flip it over to the back. So the actual case size is 41.5. The movement is 31.5. So it actually really fills it quite nicely. The architecture is beautiful. The finishing is as you would expect. 30-meter water resistant. This is a dress watch. Now, I know technically stainless steel shouldn't be a dress watch, but absolutely you can wear it in that situation. It's got all the elegance and refinery that you would expect of a dress watch and of a brand of Arnold & Son's caliber. So without further ado, let's flip it on and see how it wears. First of all, before we even put it on the wrist, top marks for the strap. Really, it's got I'm not sure if it's going to come out on camera. It's actually kind of a smoked black-brown color to the strap. It's lovely and extremely soft and very supple. You might be able to tell my reaction. I love it. I think it's, I hate to keep banging on about this price point, but there are some brands out there that are doing things like this for 2-3 times the price. I know that it doesn't have a complication, not even a date. But bearing in mind the history of this brand, the level of finishing, the case is superb. It's light, but still has presence with a really lovely strap. The pin buckle, you know my thoughts on pin buckles, but beautifully finished with the Arnold Son logo. Overall, this would absolutely be a wristwatch and dress watch to be proud of and to share. Some people have a bugbear of skeletonized watches because they hate the idea that they can see the sort of the skin underneath or your hairs of their arm. My arms aren't particularly hairy. I don't necessarily have that problem. But I think that even if you were to have a particularly hairy arm, let's say, this one doesn't do that at all. It has just the right amount of skeletonization, but with the combination of the bridges and the way that it works seamlessly, you get the sense of depth without it feeling like it's completely see-through. So overall, without gushing too hard, that's the Arnold Son Nebula 41.5mm. At around £10,000, I think it's absolutely outstanding. I'd love to know what you think about it. That's a wrap for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.